Hello viewers, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn how to change from active to passive voice for present tense forms. Before that, let us learn what is voice. It is not the voice which we get when we speak. It is a grammatical category that applies to verbs. Voice in English expresses the relationship of the subject to the action. There are two types. They are active and passive. Active voice, the subject does the action and the object receives the action. Passive voice, the subject receives the action of the verb. In active voice, subject will be given more importance, and in passive, the object will be given more importance. Let us see, before going to learn how to change from active to passive for present tense forms, we have to know about verb. So verb, at least three forms of verbs we should know, that is V1, V2 and V3. That is V1 is the base form and V2 is a simple past form and V3 is past participle form. If the verbs end with ed, for V2 and V3, we can call it as regular verbs, and if it is not in an uniform manner, then it is irregular verbs. Irregular verb. Here, V1 the base form, be verb, so am, is, or. In simple past, we can give as was or were, and past participle it is been. Here, in V1 become, became V2 and V3 become. Here V2 form is different, and begin, began, began. So all the three forms are different. Begin is the base form and began is simple past form and begin is past participle form. Break, broke, broken. Bring, brought, brought. Buy, bought, bought. Do, did. Does, did. Have, had. Make, made. Teach, taught. Think, thought. Wake, woken. So there are similar pattern verbs. We can call these as regular verbs. Shed. Base form is also shed. Simple past form is also shed. And past participle form is also shed. Hit. Hurt. Put. Cut. So it exists in the similar way in all the three forms. Regular verbs always end with ed in V2 and V3 form. Accept, accepted. Act, acted. Notice, noticed. Plan, planned. Cause, caused. So, let us see how to change from active to passive for simple present tense, for present continuous and present perfect. So in passive, how the verb form exists means, for simple present, it is am, is, or plus past participle. Am, or, is, or plus past participle. For present continuous, it is am, or, is, or plus being plus past participle. For present perfect, have or has plus been plus past participle. So now let us see what is the structure of active voice for simple present tense, and let us see the structure of passive voice for simple present tense. So subject plus V1 plus object, it is simple present in active form. Subject plus am, is, or plus V3 plus by plus object, simple present form. In active, present continuous will be subject plus is or plus V1 plus ing plus object. And in passive, subject plus is or plus being plus V3 plus by plus object. Next, for present perfect, it is subject plus has or have plus V3 plus object. For passive voice, subject plus has or have plus been plus V3 plus object. So let us see simple present tense with an example. Cat eats mouse. First step is we have to identify the tense. How can we identify the tense? By looking at the verb. So what is the verb given here? Eats. So eats is a simple present tense. So it is the base form verb. Now what rule should we apply? See the structure of active voice for simple present and structure of passive voice for simple present. Subject plus V1 plus object. Whether it is like that? Yes. Cat subject V1 eats object mouse. Next, passive subject plus am or is or plus V3 plus by plus object. Yes, subject is mouse and here singular, so we have to use is plus V3, that is eaten, by, then object is cat. So we have to interchange the subject and object, which is an active voice, that is cat is subject and object is mouse. We have to interchange the cat and the mouse in passive. So mouse becomes subject and cat becomes object. Now the statement is mouse is eaten by cat. Next, let us see more examples. Look at these examples. She makes cake every Sunday. Makes. Now identify the sentence that is tense. Here the sentence is in present, simple present. So she makes cake every Sunday. Interchange the subject and object. So here object is cake. Now it becomes subject and passive. So cake is made. We have to include the auxiliary verb is and makes past participle form is made. Cake is made by her. The objective case of she is her. By her every Sunday. They make cakes every Sunday. Here subject is they and cakes is object. Now interchange the subject and object. So here cakes are made by them every Sunday. Here they, the objective case for they is them. And just because cakes is plural subject, so it should agree with the plural be verb, present tense form, base form or plus past participle by them. We make cakes every Sunday. We subject, cakes object. Now interchange the subject and object. Cakes are made by us every Sunday. The objective case for we is us. So cakes, it is plural, so it should agree with plural present form be verb, that is or plus past participle made by us every Sunday. I make cake every Sunday. I subject, cake object. Now interchange the subject and object. Cake is made by me every Sunday. The objective case for I is me. So cake is made by me every Sunday. Next, let us see how to change active to passive for present continuous tense. So here is an example. Cats are eating mice. First of all, identify the tense. How can you identify the tense? Means by observing the verb. Here the verb is are eating. So here verb, that is or plus ing, or plus verb plus ing. By seeing this, we can identify that it is in present continuous form. In active, the pattern will be subject plus is or plus v1 plus ing plus object. In passive, it will be subject plus is or plus being plus v3, that is eaten by plus object. So this is the way we have to change from active to passive. So we interchange the subject and object. So cat subject, mice object, interchange the subject and object, and or eating should be changed to verb plus past participle form, that is or being eaten. Mice are being eaten by cats. So here mice is subject, so it is in plural form, so it should agree with plural be verb or being eaten by cats. By preposition should be added, and what is the object means it is cats. So mice are being eaten by cats. Next, let us see. I hope you might have understood the present continuous form, how to change from active to passive voice. Next, let us see how to change active to passive for present perfect tense. So, how can you identify that the given sentence is in present perfect tense by observing the auxiliary verb has, had, have. So, has, have means it is present perfect, had means it is past perfect. So, has eaten, a cat has eaten mouse. By observing has eaten, we can say that this sentence is in present perfect form. Now identify the subject and object. Here the subject is cat and object is mouse. Now interchange the subject and object, and has eaten should be changed to has been eaten. So we have to include been in between has and eaten. So mouse has been eaten by cat. Next, let us see few more examples. Here is sentence is she is making cake. So she subject and cake object is making is in present continuous tense. So now interchange the subject and object. Cake is being made by her. Cake is being made by her. So making ing form. So we have to write being. So is being made by her. Bakers are making cakes. So bakers subject and cakes object. Cakes are being made by bakers. So why we are supposed to use being means because the sentence is in present continuous tense. So we are supposed to use being. And he has made cake. Here has made, it is in present perfect tense. So how we have to interchange means first identify the subject and object. He subject and cake object, interchange the subject and object. Cake has been made by him. Next, bakers have made cake. Here bakers plural, so it agreed with the auxiliary verb have made. So bakers have made cake. Interchange the subject and object. Cake has been made by bakers. Here why we have written as has means cake is singular form, so it should agree with the auxiliary verb has. So cake has been made by bakers. Next, let us see how to change from passive to active. So the car is designed by him. Here we have to remove the auxiliary verb is, and we have to remove the preposition by, and we have to change the objective case to subjective case. Then after that we have to write in V1 form. The verb should be in V1 form because only for perfect tense it should be in past participle form. For all others we have to write in V1 form, and for continuous we have to remove being. So let us see how to change from passive to active. The car is designed by him. He designs the car. That is the correct statement. The cars are designed by him. He designs the cars. The car is being designed by him. He is designing the car. Next, the cars are being designed by him. He is designing the cars. The car has been designed by him. He has designed the car. The cars have been designed by him. He has designed the cars. This is the correct form in order to change from passive to active. Just check what I have told is right or wrong. Next, here are the self-evaluation question. Just pause the video, read the questions properly. Then after that, try to change from active to passive voice. The answer I have given in the next slide. Here the questions are, my father waters this plant every morning. His mother is preparing dinner in the kitchen. The students have discussed the pollution problem since last week. He has broken his nose in a football match. His behavior sometimes vexes me. Tom is painting the house. The florist delivers the flowers every morning. Our army has defeated the enemy. You are making a cake now. They have asked me to pay the fine. Yes. So we have to identify the subject and object. That is, we have to identify whether the verb is in transitive form or not. Transitive form means definitely it should have object. So, my father waters this plant every morning. My father subject, this plant object. Interchange the subject and object. Then now the tense is in simple present. So, how we are supposed to change means it is this plant is watered by my father every morning. This plant is singular, so it should agree with the singular be form verb, that is S plus past participle watered by my father every morning. His mother is preparing dinner in the kitchen. So his mother subject, dinner object. His mother is preparing dinner in the kitchen. Dinner is being prepared by his mother in the kitchen. So it is in present continuous tense. That is, we have to use is plus being plus past participle form in the passive voice. The students have discussed the pollution problem since last week. So we had to identify the subject and object, and we had to identify the tense. The tense here is present perfect tense. The pollution problem have been discussed by the students since last week. Am I correct? Sorry, the pollution problem has been. Why? Because the pollution problem is singular, so has, it should agree with only has, not have. When if it is plural, it should agree with have. So the pollution problem has been discussed by the students since last week. He has broken his nose in a football match. His nose has been broken in a football match. Here the tense is in present perfect tense, and here subject is he and his nose is the object. Interchange the subject and object, and accordingly you have to change it to passive voice. His behavior sometimes vexes me. So I am sometimes vexed with his brother. So instead of using by preposition, even we can use with. So because of some condition. So in such cases you can use with. I am sometimes vexed with his behavior. Tom is painting the house. The house is being painted by Tom. Next, the florist delivers the flowers every morning. Here it is in simple present tense. So the subject is florist, the flowers object. Interchange the subject and object. The flowers are delivered by the florist. Flowers plural, so it should agree with or be verb. Next, our army has defeated the enemy. Our army subject and the enemy object. Now it is in present perfect tense. Just interchange the subject and object. The enemy has been defeated by our army. You are making a cake. So use subject, a cake object, interchange the subject and object. A cake is being made by you. They have asked me to pay the fine. They have asked me to pay the fine. They subject, me object. So it is in present perfect tense. How we have to change means it is I have been asked to pay the fine by them. I hope you might have understood this video. That is how to change from active to passive voice for present tense form. Thank you for watching.